Good afternoon, everybody. A warm welcome. This is going to be a fantastic hour. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Jo. Hello, Jo.
Hiya.
First day on TV.
Definitely is.
Second show.
Yes, what a whirlwind.
Oh, what's it? Look, it's scary. First time on TV, it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, the hands.
Oh, I think you've done so well, and you've got
Thank
such lovely feedback. And thank you to everybody, because you really sent so many messages of support. But look, Lavinia Stamps, I'm a massive fan. Anyway, I love that. But I'd love to hear a bit more about yourself before we go on. So, relationship, how do you get involved with Lavinia and getting on to demonstrating?
Started crafting through ill health,
Okay.
as a lot of people do.
You know, we hear this a lot.
You do, yeah. I was a therapy radiographer at the Christie Hospital.
Oh, wow.
Got medically retired.
Really?
Loved my job.
That's nothing to do with all the radiation?
It is, yeah,
really?
yeah. I used to work on the therapy machines. Yeah. Yeah, as a radiographer.
Wow,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
But ill health meant I couldn't do it.
Wow, sorry to hear.
But
silver lining.
you know what, I found crafting, I found craft shops, the whole world of craft shows, companies, you know, television, yes, and once you get it, that's it.
You're good. You are very, very good.
Do you know what?
See the
I just love what I do.
Yeah.
And
it shows.
I love to teach. There's a lot of crafters at home, and I know a lot of ladies that can't get out to shows, they can't get to craft shops, and to be honest, the television like this, it's their lifeline. You know, they might not see anybody all week, and they do invest in the channel.
And look, this is the thing, and it's something we're talking a lot about today because it's our 4th birthday anniversary. But I have to say, and hand on heart, the thing that makes Hochanda so special is it is a community. And I'm not saying this because it sounds like a nice thing to say on live TV. Genuinely, everyone at home makes this such a special place to work. So thank you, we really do mean that. And the cards actually demonstrate that. So our card competition was fantastic.
But you do, I've been one of those. I've sat at home, and while I'm prepping for workshops, while I'm crafting, I have a chanda on. And you hear and you feel as though, I feel as though I know you. And it's really weird because you don't know me, but I've talked to you through the television, and I know other crafters do the same.
Do you know what's funny? That when I'm sure other presenters, and I'm sure you get this now when people see you, that I know that look when I pass on and they kind of like they recognise you. I normally say you're a crafter. It's great. By the way, if you ever see me out, do come and say hello. I'm happy to chat to anyone, so please do. All right, so we have a look at the stamps.
Excellent,
80% of the stock has gone here, and I'm going to say that I have fallen in love with this set because you've got the dragons, and I was a big fan of a show that recently finished.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people are. But then you've also got, it's kind of like this Mother Nature type character, the mother of dragons, but she has got, I mean, she could be symbolic of so many different things. Very nurturing. Yes, yeah. And also she's got a hand raised. So she could be holding something. She could be letting confetti go. She could be letting butterflies. She could be picking flowers. Well, it looks like she could be, you know, say like just blowing flowers or blowing confetti. And look at that, calling the dragons in.
Exactly.
And we've got that verse in there as well.
There is a little, it's on there.
Let's have a little read. So, dragon beasts soaring high, beating winds through the sky. Thank you. Flames of fire through the air, red eyes watch you with alluring stare. These beasts of nature, feared by many, some would agree it is but envy. But, wild but timid, their free spirits fly, their sacred souls will never die. Isn't that nice?
And it's beautiful because you can even, you see with the spacings, you can actually cut it and use just a section.
Just take
I like to take on, yes, yeah.
Can I just show you, where is it? The little, where's the little baby? There was one with a little holding the babies. Oh, it's about here, because I just thought this was endearing. Actually, I'm going to show you all of these because they all look fantastic.
That's Rory.
Now this is so cute. Look. So this is by Jo. I just think that is lovely.
And you didn't know that? Huh? You didn't know that, because that's one of mine.
Yeah, I didn't. Jo, I didn't know that. I absolutely didn't. But I love the fact, because there's something so endearing about our little cherub or our little fairy here, and then her holding him. But then
it's
equally,
a story. You could make a story.
That's it.
The stamps just go so well together.
Or what about this one from Tracy? Now, that should be in a book. You can see that as an illustration. The front cover of a novel. Isn't that nice?
And that one, that's from, we have a guest DT member. So that's from Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia. Now this is, when you talk about building a story.
Yes, yeah, how beautiful is that?
That is stunning. I love the dragons in here. Just Lavinia Stamps. Tracy just gets it
all
right.
hand drawn.
Yeah. But don't you find, and that,
yeah.
look, that's a key.
It is.
And this is what makes Hochanda so special, is because we really do strive to give a platform to some of the most talented crafters in the UK and the world. And these aren't just mass produced. These aren't images that's found in a catalogue and then made abroad and just shopped in here. These are individual, hand-drawn, beautiful images that you are going to
Tracy
bring life
listens
to.
when the customers give a feedback and say, could we have more dragons?
She listens. And my word, does she, when Tracy brings you dragons, she brings you dragons. Look, these are absolutely flying. 23.49.
Dragons flying.
Flying. I try my best, Joe. I try my best. 171933, your item number, but you are never going to regret that as an investment, and you're going to use that time and time again. Okay, got to move on, Joe. So we got lots more. Now, again, it's atmospheric.
It is. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stamps that just tell an image straight off the bat. That twisted limb, now that to me, you can put the crow on that branch, or think about other things you've got in your stash, because we've all got stamps or die cuts that would work well.
You can even use it on your own with the little leaf stamp, and you can build up a hole and then just put sentiment on it.
To celebrate growth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now this one's by Lisa.
Yeah, great mixed media artist is Lisa.
Lisa. Now that is awesome, but just using that same branch and giving the illusion of a dense forest.
Yeah.
Or how about this? Oh, Amanda. I love Amanda's colour tones here.
Yes, yeah, beautiful.
Joe, the design team, you can see that they've had
We've got a really
fun
fabulous, we must thank the design team.
Oh. Sam, look at the colours there. That is, I love the iridescence coming through. I'll only show you one more because we have to move on, but this one again by Tracy.
I'm sorry, but even just a little tag.
Let's have a look at this.
Sarah does the most gorgeous little tags, so you don't need to do a full card.
Beautiful. Look, busy for this option, 19.79. So £19 and 79 pence. As a Freedom member, you're getting a discount, and you're also getting a P&P included. 677689, your item number. Wow, that's a beauty. Right, we've got to move on. This is a nice little set too.
Rory
Tell me
and
about
Darcy.
it.
This is Rory and Darcy and the Tree of Faith. Absolutely beautiful.
Now, Rory and Darcy look like they like to go on adventures.
Yes.
They kind of remind me of my little nephew and niece.
Yeah, but when you think they're very versatile, with these you could make a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Just do a snowy background.
Oh, easily.
You can make a new baby card.
Oh.
There are just so many things you can do. So versatile.
And there's one by Joe.
Again, it's just, I like to tell a story.
Yeah. And Joe, you do. And with these, I have to say, look at that. You're letting the stamp, the images tell that story, because the rest is simple techniques.
Yeah. And very little, all I've used there is the colours of ink that we've got on the show, the stamps. And look at this,
nice.
It doesn't have to just be cards.
Oh, I like that.
Paperweight. How beautiful is that? And make a gift.
Yeah.
People love hand-created gifts.
Share a dream. This is clever because it's got a bit of it looks like a moon or a globe behind.
And that's another one by Armandi.
Yeah. We have got queues on our phone lines. I'm so sorry. Oh, this is beautiful. They all look great. I have to say, there's Julie. Colours, a bit of pixie powder maybe in there, rainbow colours. Right. I've got, by the way, I think we've got a phone case. Where are we?
We have.
Oh, it's here. Just there.
Yeah.
Let me just grab this. Yeah, come on. Look at that. Imagine that as your phone. Now, that would be a case to be proud of. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Make the most of it. I'm going to put this down. We are really busy. And we had an exceptionally busy hour earlier on. And I'll tell you, it's nice because I can see you're feeling a bit more comfortable. I mean, the first time on camera is scary.
Very
scary. But are we making you feel at home?
Yes,
because everyone's saying, Maya, you're doing great. So you are. Come on down here, Joe. Right, we have got now final set show before we go to demonstration. I'm just looking at each of those stamps. Now, we've got our verse, which gives us context, but the richness of detail, Joe.
Yes, yeah. And Una, she's a new stamp today, new fairy. And she's beautiful because she can catch, look as though she's climbing, up the willow arch. You could put her on the branch that we had before, so you can really mix the sets.
That is such
beautiful
a
by
great
Lisa.
composition.
Yeah.
Because giving real depth with the willow arch, and that shows how powerful just one little stamp and what you can do. So you can make a whole wreath with that.
You can, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, fantastic. There we go. I didn't know that. I apologise. But I also think the sets just blend nicely together. So whether you want, instead of putting the crow onto the branch, it could be our fairy. And this one, it's funny, I keep picking yours up there, Tracy. I don't know how. I didn't know that when I picked it up, but look. Isn't that lovely? What about this one?
Look at this one. So you can do shaped cards.
Oh, that's clever. That is lovely.
And a monochromatic by Alison.
Ooh. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
That's extremely elegant.
It's just nice to see the different styles.
Isn't that lovely? May the spirit of Christmas grant you love. Love that. Oh, now we've gone for a bit of a Victorian,
very
fairy
vintage feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, they're so versatile. You can do so much with them.
$20.99 your price. You're getting all the stamps. 107336 your item number. Whatever you place into your basket, whether you want to get more than one option and mix and match, or just go for the one set, you really won't be disappointed. Because one thing I can guarantee, and you know I never ever say this unless I mean it, the quality of stamps are great. Also, it's the originality of the design work. And Tracy knows, and she is in the studio. You know, I'm a massive fan of yours, Tracy. I say it every time you come in. She's got that eye. Something special. Okay, we're going to go to demonstration. Do jump ahead onto the website and have a look at all the goodies we've got inks in there as well. We've got a roller. Now, we have had sellouts earlier on. I think we've managed to get, it's a gel press. We've managed to get some more stock of the $16.49 for the gel press. Wow, oh, it's sold out twice. It's gone now. Uh-oh. Wow, that's a good price. But lots on there, so do explore at your own leisure. What are we going to be doing?
Right,
Angel?
so I thought we'd do this card. Like you were saying, we're going to make
can I show
a wreath.
everyone?
Of course you can, yeah.
Showing that here. Brilliant. Okay, here we go.
So, what we're going to do is, I have a little sort of way of how I like to use this stamp, and it's just my own little way. We're going to stamp up with the VersaFine, the Chianti.
Nice Chianti.
Yes, yeah, could just do with a nice Chianti.
We'll celebrate 4th birthday later on.
So, plenty of ink. If you get the block, like I've just done, just wipe it off. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to stamp at this part of the arch.
Okay.
Again, give it a good press and hold it down for a good few minutes. Make sure you don't take both hands off at the same time.
Okay.
And then lift it straight off. Then going to turn the card round and I'm going to do this. And what I'm aiming to do is stamp about the same distance away, so the edge is the same, and try and marry it up if I can, just by eye.
To get that uniformity.
Yes. So ink it up again.
So Joe, you're no stranger to design teams.
No,
I've seen your name on countless occasions, picked up your artwork and showed everyone.
Thank you. It's quite funny because my name's Joan.
Yeah.
And when I started doing craft, it was just a bit long. So, but it's quite funny because my family still call me Joan.
Okay.
They won't do the, and if I'm at workshops and my husband says anything about Joan, the ladies say, who's that? Because it's Jo.
So your crafty community know you as Jo, family know you as Joan.
Yeah.
It's like your alter ego.
Well,
Okay.
I think that's another story, to be honest, but maybe we shouldn't do that on air.
You could tell me off it.
So I've got two. Can you see, if I did that one there, I've got an overlap. It just overlaps at each side. So what we're going to do now is stamp up, ink the stamp up, but what I want to do is just fuzzy the edge a little.
Right. Oh.
Because if it overlaps, it doesn't matter because I'm going to stamp the little berries.
Yeah.
But I don't want too much ink there, so I find if I just fuzzy the edge, and what I want to do is try and make it look the wreath shape. That's my main thing.
That is a great tip.
And it's the overall shape, and also I'm trying to keep this distance.
So that's it.
Because that's one thing a lot of ladies do struggle with, is the overall shape. This doesn't matter because I can put my little berries in there, but it's that shape that I want. So again, turn it round, ink it up, and again, just fuzzy that edge a little.
Yep.
and then go in for the...
This is a fantastic tip, because I would not have done that. I would have gone straight in, inked fully.
And what happens is, because we're using a permanent ink, the VersaFine Clair, can you see we've got a little bit of overlap, but you would have a lot more, and it would look a lot thicker, and it really would stand out. Your eye would be drawn to it. Okay. So that's that little bit done. What we're going to do now is stamp our lovely fairy, and we're going to stamp her in black.
I do love how you've positioned her. Wait till you see this, because it's going to be very effective.
With this as well, at this stage, you can actually it does look slightly different, so I think we'll go for that way.
So much character in that wreath, and design to extend.
I mean, when you look at the detail, so lots of light tapping, and again, if I just catch the edges with my ink pad, just take it off.
Love the fact you have your crafty rag.
Oh, look at, I know.
That poised.
I've got it under the counter, so. Now, what we can do is, because it's a clear stamp look, we can just position, so I want a feet on there, and so she just is pivoting. Now again, because she's a silhouette stamp, I was saying this morning, it's important to let the ink soak into the card. We're using the multifarious card, and a lot of ladies, especially if they're nervous about stamping, their instinct is to quickly lift the block up, and it doesn't give the ink time to soak in, especially when it's a silhouette. So
it's again, I'm learning so much, because I think I'm guilty of that, especially with silhouettes. Sometimes I will rush it.
I am, can you imagine on television? But you really have to just slow it down, and it isn't the end of the world if we miss a little bit, a paintbrush, and you can just put some of the ink from your pad.
Or as I always say, I was going for a shabby, distressed look.
Well, there's always ways around it. But there we go, how beautiful.
Perfect. Do you see how you really get a sense of, you described her as being poised, so she's crouched already. She could be, I think, like she's having a little listen. She's listening in, humans, what are they saying? And then she's going to flutter away.
Or she could be looking at the berries and thinking, I'm going to eat some of these.
I'm going to have some of these berries.
I'll wait till the humans have gone.
That's how I look at blackberries. I get chomped.
So, we're going to add the berries now, and a little tip with this, if I just, the actual stamp has got a branch on. Now for me, I really only want the berry bit, because I don't want when I stamp here, I don't want the branch sticking out. So a little tip, if you use the corner of your ink pad, so can you see if I ink up there?
So you're just getting the berries.
I will get, there's a slight there, but the
You're
more it is
a
just...
clever one, Joe. Yeah, that's
It's just another little tip that...
all these little tips, they make a difference.
And what we're going to do now is just randomly go around, and it's easier to move your card. And we're going to work, I find it easier to do the middle section first.
Okay.
And I'll just do it a little bit quicker than I would at home. Then I'm just going to go onto the outer part.
Lovely.
And like I say, it's important. If you put them all the same way, that's just not how they would be in nature. So you want them to sort of have a bit of a random feel, and just alter the direction a little. Nice. And then we'll just pop a few in the middle. Obviously these are very faint. So what we'll do, we've done the mustard, so it's time for chocolate. Always time for chocolate in my book. Same thing in the corner, because again, this, with it being a darker colour, it would be more obvious.
Joe, I'm really getting a sense that you're in your happy place now.
Oh, yeah.
Also, how much you love to teach. It's showing. This is where you really excel.
Do you know what? I think the thing is, when I started, I made a few mistakes, like we all do. And it's like blending. I couldn't get blending, and I was so upset. And I spent hours really upset that I couldn't do it. And I spent ages watching people on television actually taping it, as we did in those days, and watching it again and again, and working out what they did, and then working out how can I teach that to other people, because I don't want other people to be like I was. And I want ladies, it's like I want them to create a good card, to be really pleased with it and enjoy it.
That is it, and that sums up why we want to craft. That's lovely.
But also, it's when I know the ladies go home from workshops and they show it's the husbands or the family, and they're so thrilled when they come back and say, "Oh, my husband really liked it." And he said, "I can't believe you've made that."
And we've all, look, how nice is that? And to share,
it gives you a shudder because it's like, oh.
Nice. Joe, you've got to promise me something. I know this is your first day, but you're going to come back,
I was going to say,
right?
this is our first date, and I know I'm a promise.
It's our first date. You've got to promise. Oh, got to promise. You're going to get me a job, you've got to come back, though, because I hope you're enjoying this as well.
I was very nervous, extremely nervous.
I'll tell you, it's no secret, but everybody is the first time they're on TV. I've never met, and I'm including myself in this, I've never met anyone first time on TV that said they feel comfortable. And if they have, they're lying. So you're doing.
So that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I think you're doing fantastic.
So what I'm doing now is just building this up. If you wanted, you could add colour to you could just add your pencils, or we've got the brush-os on the show. You can paint with the brush-os, but I won't do that today because that will just take too long.
Okay.
The last thing I want to do is, although I love those berries and I think it looks nice, personally I just think it needs a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
So what I would do is come back in with the Chianti and just add a few.
Okay. Now the ink pads Joe is using are available. You've got the Chianti and the Nocturne. There, 169, 197 your item number, 1149 your price.
And these are permanent ink pads.
And they're good size too.
Yes, yeah.
Now you're right.
Now you see that, it just gives it.
And it blends any overlapping that we had.
Yeah, so if you've got a bit, you can just. Done. But also, see there's a little gap there. So if you put that one there, and then nice. Just sort of, I just look for the shape, and I think we've got the shape. Just that little bit there. Let's just.
See how for someone who's not a crafter, they'll think of that little stamp in the berries as being quite insignificant, but how much have we done? Oh, hello.
Look at that.
What?
That little stamp gives you that. You've got to have it just for that, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that's
quick Christmas cards.
Screaming for a sentiment. That's lovely. Okay. I do love these silhouettes though.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm struggling to pick a favourite, to be honest. They're all great.
I think the thing is, it's the fact that they all work so well together that you can mix and match the sets. I have difficulty keeping it to each set. You
could imagine, so the Mother of Dragons with the dragons and then the fairy in the background just looking on. Yeah. So much you can play around.
She could be hiding from the dragons.
Could be. See, you tell your own story.
Yes.
Now, you tell me when's a good time to do a recap, Joe. Would now be a good time, or do you need to show
if you give me 1 minute, I'll quickly. What I can do is just start my blending on the corner, and then I can blend round while you do a recap. Happy
with that. And you're going to tell us, so this is technique when you first started. This is what you struggled with.
Yes, yeah. And one of the things, if you start in the corner, the corners, I always like them to be darker, deeper. Yeah. So when you ink up, that's when you've got most ink on. Okay. And again, I know it's obvious, but you don't always think of it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
So circular motions and start on the corner.
Nice. Good technique.
And then what I'd like to do is go down this edge here to the next corner. The other thing, which I just forgot, is quite often if you just have a piece of tissue just to hold your card, don't get finger marks if you've got hot, sweaty hands. Yeah. So all I'll do is I'll do that all the way around if you wanted to do a recap.
I will do it right now. It's interesting seeing your technique now. You've got nice sweeping motions.
It is, yeah. Also, the mat, you see, the ink will be on the mat, but then I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
It's just circular motions.
And it's good tip starting at the corners just to intensify those. Love it. Okay, what we will do is just have a really quick recap, only because anyone new, we just want to show you what's on offer, and then I promise we're getting straight back to Joe because I want to see more demonstrations as well. Take a look at this. This is our chocolate and mustard ink. 3/4 of the stock has gone here. Just really good quality permanent ink there. So that's your colour box ink pads, 260846 your item number. We got more? The brayer roller, 60%. I mean, $11.99, quality brayer. You can't go wrong. 347755, your item number there. And then we got our Brush-O bundles. You cannot beat some Brush-Os. Just coming up. Okay, this is a good bundle. $17.99. So you're getting two Brush-O inks. Or three, is it three Brush-O? No, two Brush-O inks. You're also getting the sprinkle it, you're getting the fan brush, the spray bottle, and the multifarious card. All of that for £17.99. 343166, your item number. The Dragon Stamp Set. So Mother of Dragons, the Dragons in the Verse. Now we are approaching limited stock here. We anticipate that it will sell out this hour. So if you do love these enchanting stamps, and that is the perfect description for them. They are enchanting. Now's the time to pop it into your basket. £23.49 your price, 171933 item number. How are we getting on, Jo?
So all I've done is gone round with the chocolate now. So just to add a little bit more depth.
Has this always been here?
That's beautiful, by the way. Yes.
Has it?
Yes.
I thought it was just a print.
How beautiful is that?
This is, who did this?
Elena.
Elena,
Absolutely
this is
beautiful.
Incredible.
So much detail.
It looks, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a genuine backpack. It's not.
Yeah.
This is all from paper. Oh, here we go. I mean, that is absolutely
stunning.
incredible. Wow.
But it shows you, you know, don't just think about cards.
Yeah.
Think about gifts.
Oh yeah. You give that to somebody. My goodness.
Or imagine somebody starting a new school.
Oh,
How thrilled would they be?
wow. Lovely. All right. I have to say, we are busy across the board. We're busy, and also Hochanda, because you'd be forgiven for thinking, obviously, we're a UK-based channel, and we've got so many fans in the UK, but we've also got members of the Hochanda family in Europe and in America. So wherever you're watching, you're all part of the gang. Thank you so much. Today is a very special day. Not only is it Jo's first day with us here on TV, you're doing great,
Thank you.
but also it's Hochanda's 4th birthday as well. We've got the celebrations, will be kicking in a bit later on, and we've got a fantastic few days to really celebrate our 4th birthday. So lots going on, so do stay tuned. Okay.
Lovely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this Christmas verse that we've got, but I'm just going to stamp it round the edge.
Okay.
When you're doing this, it's always important to keep it parallel.
Yeah.
So it's worth just spending a few minutes. And then what I'm going to do is just work my way around. So I'll just put that there.
Nice.
And because it's a pale colour, I'm using 1st generation. If it was a deep colour, I'd come in with 2nd,
Yeah.
you know, so I'd take the 1st generation off on the mat.
So are you always conscious? Well, that's interesting actually, because depending on the colour you're using is how you use that colour, whether it is the 1st generation, 2nd, 3rd.
Now I've turned my card round. I just find it easier to work this way because again, you just want it to be easy for you.
So
But
turn
it's
the stamp
important,
around.
yes, yeah. Otherwise we could have an Australian half, couldn't we? So we'll just stamp up this side.
Nice.
And it just makes it look almost like it's got some backing paper behind it.
Well,
Little
just
bit of
from one
script.
stamp, yeah, totally. That does. You would be forgiven for thinking that was a pre-bought backing paper, and you
Yes,
blended that
yeah.
beautifully.
And what I'm going to do now is I've got in my little palette here some of the brush oil just mixed with water. So remember, you can paint with them.
Brushes.
So I'm just going to very quickly add a little bit of colour,
Oh, it makes a difference.
doesn't it?
So is Hochanda what you would you expected?
Everyone's been really nice, to be
Yeah?
honest.
Good.
Yeah. Scary, but very nice. Last little thing I want to do is I'm into flicking, I'm afraid.
Hey, you know what? I'll never judge someone for a little flick.
Well, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
get my fan brush
Okay.
and just add. I like to work on opposite corners, so I find it easier if I do this corner and then turn it round, little bit here.
Oh, and it's
And
nicely
then
balanced.
just a tiny, I've got less on my brush now. If I went in here first, I think I may overpower our
The image,
fairy. So just a little there.
Now, a little bit of a splatter gives it that magical feel as well.
It does, and it ties it all together.
Yeah.
So what I've done as well is I've stamped the verse out, and instead of putting the whole verse on, what I've done is I've just cut a few of the words, just gone round with my smoothie. Again, I wouldn't re-ink this because there's a lot of ink left on your smoothie.
Well, this is what you were saying about you like to break up the verses too.
Yes, yeah. So all I will do now is like on here, just add the sentiment, but you could leave it with that. I mean, I could just even put that across.
Nice. I'll tell you what, I'll turn you around only for our cameras because it looks upside down. There we go. I think that's stunning.
So I'll just put that on there so we can see how it would look.
Oh yeah. Jo, that is fantastic. And look, this is the tip of the iceberg, but I think everyone will agree what Joe's showing you right there is achievable. So if you've invested in the stamps, I think that would be my first port of call. Give it a go, because that I'd put a frame around. I mean, great for a card, but I think artwork for the home, phenomenal.
But also, if you wanted, you could add gems onto the berries.
Oh, yes.
Little white, I would add some white pen onto the berries. Some glitter, yes.
Joe knows.
But you can take it as far, that's your basics, and then you take it as far as you want to go. You embellish it, and also you could do it for 4 different people, so you can do one after another and make it different. Put the full verse on for some, put words on for others, gems on for others.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Or get a leaf from the garden, especially coming up to autumn, if you find a fallen leaf, and putting that on there as well, because there is something, it's got a real nature feel to it, organic. Lovely. Joe, are you having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, good, all right. That's the right answer. What we're going to do is have a quick recap, and then we're going to get back to our demonstrations. Let's jump onto the website, lots to enjoy. What are you going to be popping into your basket? Now, somebody's worked very hard today as our team, so I think, Katie, let me treat you. What can I get you? Now, that was a little bit awkward, because Katie, floor manager, looked at me, and now I kind of feel like I have to get you something as well. What would you like, Katie? You can get the willow arch. We can do that. Jimmy, director, what can we get you, buddy? And he wants the tree bundle. That one. Okay, done. That's the team. Has someone gone for the dragon? Katie, did you go? You've gone for the dragon. Okay, good. All right, that's me treating the team. Let's get back to it. We're going to have a really quick recap here, because I think everybody at home is like, we love the stamps. We want to see them used by Joe. Promise, we will get back to. But we are limited stock here. We've only got 10% of the stock remaining. This, to me, really does represent why Lavinia Stamps is so special. It encapsulates that little bit of magic that Tracy's able to just translate into her stamps. The difference being, and this is where it stands out, and this is what Hochanda, we strive to give a platform to the most talented crafters, not only the UK, but worldwide, bringing them to the forefront and giving them that spotlight. But here you've got hand illustrated images. I mean, the movement of the dragons, the poise of the mother of dragons there, the verses, once you put them together. Now that, if I was to give you some pens and say, look, just come up with that yourself, impossible. That would be hard. You'd have to be a real expert. But effectively, you're taking advantage of all of Tracy's artistic flair and capturing that essence. But then you can go on and create some truly magical inspirations. I love the fact positioning the dragons in different ways. So you could have a whole, I don't know what you would call a load of dragons. A scare of dragons. If anyone does know what you would call a group of dragons, email in. But look, you could have a load of dragons, or you could have just one. $23.49 your price. We are green on the screen, everybody. So it doesn't look like the dragons are going to be here for much longer. It is the final season. Don't miss out. 171933 your item number. But unlike that series, this will not disappoint. This is good. Okay, now, moving on, we've got the crows. Again, it's something that's so different, but the character, the atmosphere you're able to create with these set of stamps. And also, it's a point worth mentioning how well all the stamps are designed to work together. These stamps, these bundles aren't just thrown together willy-nilly. They're designed to work together. So is your crow going to be sat upon the branch? Are you going to be using those beautiful flowers in there? You've got a lot to play around with. $19.79 your price, $677-689 your item number for this phenomenal bundle. I just love that. I love the crow. I love the I love everything about this. And I'm sure you'll agree, because it's so hard not to look at these stamps and not be enchanted by them. They're incredible. Right, we've got to move on. I could stare at the inspirations all day long. And again, just to reiterate something that Joe mentioned, is a massive thank you to the design team, because you guys have excelled. I mean, they're just, look at all of this. They are incredible, and I spent time before the show. I was just looking at everything here, and it is all so good. So, but that, to me, if you're looking, here's a little tip. If you want to see how much a design team have enjoyed a collection, look at all this. I mean, it really does show that they've gone down well. Okay, having a look at our next offering, and you can see we've got now our two little characters. So there's Darcy and there's Rory. You're also getting the Tree of Faith, which is beautiful, and Once Upon a Dream. done. Look at this book. Oh yeah. Once Upon a Dream. The characters, that just from a silhouette, I mean, how hard is that to achieve? I could never do it in a million years. But you can. If, like me, you might not be the most talented artist, you're able to capture it. And we actually have got the original artwork as well, which we're just seeing here. Actually, over here. Now look at this. So, I mean, that's very special indeed, but this showing you where the artwork comes from, so how Tracy works, and then it's all that design work is poured onto stamps. But isn't that nice? Oh, I like that. I have to say, I've fallen in love with Rory and Darcy. Rory and Darcy need their own children's book. You can see them going on adventures. You can see it now. They go, let's go see the humans who live in a local village. $18.99 your price, 406 455 your item number. Oops, sorry, 455. Just bumble into shop. Okay, now we've got our last offering before we head back to Joe. There is not one thing on here that I wouldn't be putting into my basket. I can only think what you're doing at home. Tracy, you've got a lot of explaining to do. A lot of people are sat at home like, oh, now I'm going to have to get this as well. Have a look. So we've got our fantastic fairy in there, that beautiful arch as well, the willow arch. Now look at that. See how, Joe is absolutely right. I love the point she made, but just changing the background, suddenly that's a Christmas card. How well does that work with the fairy? But equally, she could suddenly, the willow arch could be covered in blooms, and it could be summer, it could be autumn, it could be winter, whatever you want. You've got that wonderful character arch that you can make a full wreath. You've got the verse in there, you've got the fairy, and just that little flower. Just those berries, you put them all together. That position though, Tracy's good. £20.99 your price. 107-336 your item number. Something else that's going to put a massive smile on your face is the Brusho bundle. So much to play around with here. So if you want to go for the Brusho bundle, you're getting the Brusho, you're getting the bottle, you're getting the multifarious card in there as well. 343-166 your item number. I have never met somebody who has not been absolutely enthralled in Brushos. You know when you put it down and you're like mesmerized, like the different colors, and you're always going to get original result every time. So if you do want to pop that into your basket, $17.99 your price. I love Brushos, Joe, I have to say. Yeah. Brilliant. What are we going to do?
Great for backgrounds.
Fantastic for backgrounds.
Great as well. A lot of ladies go through stages where they lose the mojo.
We've all been there, yeah.
Or we buy so much craft stash because we need it, but we sit there and we've got so much we don't know where to start. Yeah. So backgrounds with Brushos. Because
what I find with a Brusho, just put them on and spray. And we've all been there where you've lacked a bit of mojo. Yeah. Spray it, and then suddenly you find your inspiration. Yeah. It takes you on
just
your
by
journey.
Making backgrounds, there's no pressure. I think we put too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. What are we going to do
pressure.
here?
We're going to make a tag.
Do you mind if I show everyone?
Not at all.
So this is nice. And you kind of made a point, if I leave that there, you made a point earlier on that this is, sometimes we can feel intimidated by a larger piece. That's a nice working space.
Yeah. And also, it's quite quick.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies do say, it's all right making tags, but what do we do with it? Now, one of the things you can do is make a tag card where if you get two tags together, glue it there, that can be your front.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can make it into a card, and it fits in a DL envelope.
What I would do, put a little pocket behind, great way to give a gift voucher.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So this one we're going to start off just by taking the whiteness off the card. So we're going to do our blending trick. Again, just check that your card's flat. Some of the card can be a bit lifts up at the corners, and that can damage your smoothie or your blending tool. So we'll start at the top, circular motions, and all I'm aiming to do is take the whiteness, the starkness off the card. And to be honest, it's a good way of practicing your blending. So there's no pressure.
Yeah. Now, Vicky's got a question.
Oh dear.
Saying, no, you'd be fine. She's saying, what's the difference between smooth card and water card?
Right, well, you can get textured watercolour card. and you can also get smooth watercolour card.
Yeah.
This is multifarious card. So the difference here is that it's a really good stamping card.
Yeah.
It's smooth, it's matte, but also it will take a lot of water. So we can use it with exactly. So it's almost like that mixture.
Yeah.
Watercolour card was really originally for watercolour artists. Yeah. So this is almost, like you say, got the advantages of that.
It's like a hybrid.
Being smooth. Yes.
So it allows you to stamp, and this thing, as Joe was saying, if you were to use just with normal plain smooth cardstock water, it would buckle because the fibres aren't designed to really take saturation. You might get away with a little water, but if you really sprayed it, but with the multifarious, you're able to use all your water techniques, but you don't have to worry about the integrity of the paper. And
also the ink soaks into it well. You know, when I was saying about holding your stamp, not all papers and card, it does soak in like that. So
use good stuff.
Exactly.
Right. I've got to give a mention to a very special viewer, our Penny. Hello to Penny. Now I chat to Penny. I chat to a lot of viewers, so that's why we've got our Facebook pages, and you can follow all the presenters. Penny is lovely, and she has got the most adorable family of golden retrievers. They are they are so cute. So Penny, I know you're watching. Hello. Okay.
I've got black Labrador.
You've got black Labrador.
Yes,
they're just such lovely natured dogs.
Yeah, beautiful. So I'm going to use, I've cut out a circle of acetate, but because acetate's see-through and I'm always losing it, I've put a little blob of a Posca marker in the middle.
Perfect. Good.
Because I did think we could be rummaging for this all day.
It's a good, again, these little tips of yours are genius.
How often do you go, where have I put it?
I've been there with acetate as well.
And you're working in this space.
Falls on the carpet, forget about it.
Yeah, or on the dog.
Yeah, oh, there we go, it's gone.
So I want to offset it. I do think if you put it in the middle, you see how it's not as good to the eye? So these things are just nice offset. So I'm going to come in with the chocolate.
Okay.
Always go on to the acetate first and do a sweeping motion.
That's nice. So we're not going circular, you're kind of fanning out.
Sort of, yes. But also if I went straight onto here, it could be too dark.
Okay, good tip. And it's one of those masking techniques, you don't feel you've done a lot until you remove it.
That's the next thing. I wouldn't lift this off at this stage. If you want to have a look, just lift one corner.
Okay. Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more, because what I'm going to do now is just add some darkness around the edge. So I'm going to come in with the chocolate and go back over. Nice. And again, I'll do this quite quickly.
So you've honed that blending art.
As I say, it took a while, but once you get it, and I do think things like this, it's all about persevering and just getting those. There's so many little hints and tips that make such a difference. So we'll just...
Now, the chocolate and the mustard do come
just such
together.
a lovely combination, isn't it?
I like what you're saying about it is perseverance, because you will find all of a sudden one day it does just click. And please, if you're just starting crafting, and Hoshanda, we really do welcome everybody, whether it's your first day crafting. If you have just channel hopped or someone's recommended us, you will catch the crafty bug very, very quickly, or you're an experienced crafter. It doesn't matter what level you are, we've always got something for you. So
I'm going to stamp the Tree of Faith now. So I'm going to use the VersaFine,
nice
the black,
tree.
it is. Mine's very well used, can you tell?
It's well loved.
And again, I do have a habit of just catching, so I'll just take that off.
Nice. And very eco-friendly. I love the fact, and more people are doing it now.
Oh yes.
Crafty rag makes a difference.
So I tend to do this from the side because I find it easier, because it's just
gives you a bit more control.
I'm a bit little, so and I'm just going to place it there.
Yeah.
And again, it's a big stamp, so we'll give it a good press and just leave it, let it sit for a minute.
Nice. And this, again, it's a nice little tip that Joe gave earlier on. Don't rush, and I'm guilty of this. I'll pull away, so I would have pulled away by now.
Yeah. I think it's just something, you just, once you do it and you realise it gives a better result.
Just wait, just be patient. It's worth the wait.
I have to say, this tree is very good as well if you just stamp the edge and you can use it to come down as foliage.
Vines,
yes. So useful. So if we lift that off,
perfect.
And what's lovely, you see how we've got little detail that we can add colour. Absolutely beautiful. Nice. So next we'll bring in Rory and Darcy. These two little scamps.
Now they've just discovered the tree and they're having a good old chat about it.
I think they're pointing, asking what's in the tree. So again, you could add something to the tree, couldn't you? Berries or...
To me, it looks like Rory is telling Darcy, come on now, you said you'd climb up the tree.
Yes, can you imagine?
And Darcy's like, no, I'm sure you said you were going to climb up the tree.
Well, there's one.
Oh, I love that. There is something so endearing about Rory and Darcy.
They are just gorgeous, aren't they? Anniversary card.
Oh, great for anniversary cards. So I've just recently come back from the last few days I spent in Hunstanton.
Yes.
And I was with my nephews and nieces, and the ages range, but there's a few younger members of the family, and Tracy has captured that kind of 3 or 4 year old innocence.
Yeah. My grandson is 2.5.
What's his name?
Elliot.
Oh,
Elliot. He'll be.
Sure.
Is it nursery?
Oh,
but he
okay.
will watch it later.
There we go. Elliot, you're a very special boy.
Grandma's on telly. Yeah. But he's wonderful. He has a little watering can and he has to help Grandma water the plants.
Well, that's
It
cute.
takes hours, but it is gorgeous.
Does Grandma love
More,
Elliot?
please, Grandma.
Oh, see, how can you say no?
I know.
Little 2.5-year-old. See, I think the kids realise that I'm the soft touch. If they want the sweets, they come up to me.
Yeah.
Can we have another biscuit? Sure. Take the packet.
No, I have to share.
Oh,
Grandma needs to taste it first.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you've got to use that.
Yeah.
So we've got Rory and Darcy, and we just need to ground them because they might be fairies, but we don't want them flying, not at the minute. So just some torn copy paper, and we'll go in with. And again, go onto the paper first, and just drag.
It's a good little tip.
Now, just the same thing like with the moon mask. If you want to check, hold the paper here and lift it.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough.
I think so.
In fact, can you see it? I think we just need a little bit more when I look. I don't like the way Darcy's leg is just, she's not got that foot on. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just go back in. It's the sort of thing, if I left it, every time I looked at it, I would see it,
A lot of the times, I was going to say, we are, as crafters, I think, we're super critical of what we do. But something like that, a lot of times people wouldn't miss. But I think for your own peace of mind, you have to go back in and
I
do
think
it.
so.
And it has made, a big difference.
Yes, yeah.
Now that is such an endearing scene.
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
But then would you now, because I'm looking at the finished, let me just put these side by side.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, Joan, I know you watch a lot of Hochanda.
Yes.
You'll hear us talk about edging.
Yeah.
And this, to me, just really does highlight the impact just edging your work has.
Yeah. What we're going to do first is just use the sentiment.
Yeah.
I do like to use just parts of it. So I've got the little dream to put on top, but I want to just stamp across.
I can do that. Absolutely.
It just takes, for me, it's just a wee bit plain across there. So if I stamp once upon there, and then we'll just put that across there. And I don't want to stamp it over Rory and Darcy. So I think the 3 there just...
I have to say, Jo, you have got a lot of fans watching right now. No, you really have. Yeah, thank you so much for all the emails. What we'll do, we won't get a chance, we've had too many to be able to read them all out, but we will pass on your messages to Jo so she can have a read.
Now what I'm going to do now is a bit scary because we're going to use the permanent ink to blend with. But once you've sort of got the blending, and so got a different smoothie. Same thing, I'm going to start at the top, but I just want to catch the edge. I don't want to bring it in too far. And the thing is, it's like when I do these, no two are ever alike. These two, there'll be slight differences. It's very hard doing something identical.
So this to
but
me,
I just want to edge this.
Yeah, if you ever used an app on your phone to create a vignette around a picture, it's like that.
It's like that, And what I'm going to do is just pick some up off my mat. I just want it a bit cloudy. See where I started? For me, that's a little bit thick. So I'm going to come back in just with the ink off here, just to sort of make it almost a little bit more foggy.
Now, over 60% of this stamp set has gone. So you've got the Once Upon a Dream, you've got Rory and Darcy, who are just absolutely adorable. And then you've got the Tree of Faith as well. All of those together, special things happen. The beauty is, as Jo was saying, you don't need to use them all because they can be standalone, they can cross-pollinate. So you could use stamps from different collections and put them together. Like the inspiration I picked up of yours with Mother of Dragons holding I think it was Rory.
Yes, yeah.
I've got to find it.
Might put it on the other side.
Let's have a little look. Oh, here we go. So, look, it's worth it. If you have just tuned in, I think that is...
I just couldn't resist that.
But it's so lovely. It's like, do you know what's happened? Mother of Dragons, she's come across, she's seen Rory desperately trying to get up there to pick something. She's like, let me help you.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's
You
lovely.
see, I know that because when I go to the supermarket,
Yeah.
everything I want is always on that top shelf, and I have to go and find a nice young man
know.
and say, like you,
I am
please,
that,
can you?
I am that nice young man
So
who, well,
you could do it
look, I
for
don't
me.
get called young man anymore, but I am the guy that I normally get a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah,
Can you get
yeah,
me the box of cereal up there?
But they do. They always put it so high.
I think they do it on purpose.
They do.
I know what happens. Quick, Joe's coming, and they quickly wrap everything. Yeah. Okay, what are we going to do now?
What we're going to do now is add some splatters. But can you see, I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, how there's a glint with those splatters. They're not just normal splatters.
I did notice that. A cheeky little glint in your splatter. So are you going to reveal all?
I am.
How did you manage to do that?
So all we're going to do is put some of our colour box on there.
Okay.
And I'm going to add some water.
Right.
And then it's the Brusho sprinkler. Have you met these?
Ah, no, I haven't. So
Brilliant
you know
little
the two
things.
Brushos and we have the sprinkler. So okay.
So I did one card this morning where I spritzed it with water at the end and then just added this on top and it gives the whole sheen to the whole card. This I just want it in the splats.
Focus.
So I'm just going to add it
to
my little mixture here.
You just made a little hole in the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Wow.
That in itself.
Wow.
I don't know if the camera can pick that
We
up.
will pick it up. I'm just going to pick that. Just give that a little bit of a tilt.
Dragon breath.
Oh yeah, there
Look
we go.
at that.
Sorry, I'm dripping it around.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Right, you might want to stand back.
Okay.
So all I would
I'll
do
hide
then,
behind you.
yes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And as it dries, you'll get that shine and shimmer. And it's a nice way because some people don't like a lot of glitter and a lot of sparkle.
Yeah.
So this is a nice way of adding it as an accent.
That's it. It is an accent. It's subtle, but it works so well with the theme.
And as it dries.
Magical.
Last little thing, the ribbon was just white cotton ribbon. So I coloured it on my mat with the colour box ink and water.
Same colours you've used,
and then I've stamped on it.
Clever.
So just so that it all tied in together.
I have to say, as tags go, that is beautiful and extremely achievable. This is what you could be making at home. John, I could watch you for hours.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you.
could. Okay, unfortunately, we haven't got hours because time is running out. But what we can do is jump onto the website and have a quick look at everything that is on offer. I mean, loads of goodies. Do have a little look. We've got all the stamp sets on there as well. You've also got, if you have a look, there's the Brushos, the inks, the brayer. Unfortunately, the gel press is gone. So there we go. Right, time has beaten us. We are limited stock on the Dragons. We're not limited stock. We are super, super, super limited. They are going to go, if not right now, just after the show. So do not miss out on your opportunity to get a chance to play with Mother of Dragons. You've got that script verse. The Dragons, for me, Joe, the sense of movement that you were getting with them, they are stunning. They're
Absolutely
so well designed.
beautiful. But also great for men's cards. I don't know if you've shown this one. So it's just using the dragons.
That is nice, and you're absolutely right. Because sometimes, and this is by Lynn, sometimes we struggle for more masculine cards.
Yeah.
That is very, very nice.
Yeah. Or teenagers.
Yeah.
How often do we struggle for
It's true.
teenagers?
Well, something like this you could give to anybody.
Yes.
And there are lots of TV shows out there, but we all kind of know there's one big one that recently finished that had dragons on and so many fans. So instantly you've now got stamps where you can make them an inspiration they'll love, especially if you know someone who doesn't like pretty cards.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put some flowers on there. Okay, that's limited stock. $23.49 your price, 171933 your item number. We've now got our crow. Very clever animals, crows.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got the crow and so much more going on there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that little leaf stamp on its own, as I say, beautiful, and you can add it to so many things.
Well, you picked this one up earlier on, Joe, and I'm glad you showed it because just a little tag, but isn't that atmospheric? Beautiful. Oh, I'm just conscious of the fact I'm trying to show ones I haven't shown.
Shall we just have a look? What about?
Oh, yes. That's from Julie. Isn't that beautiful?
And Zoe, the colour. Look at the colour.
Oh, Zoe. I love that. 19.79 your price, 677-689 your item number. Now we're going to go to Once Upon a Dream. We just saw it in demonstration, so busy for this. They're all fantastic. They really are. And I thoroughly advise if you can catch Joe's earlier hour as well. It was, I want to say 12? 11, sorry. 11, and obviously recap this hour as well. Love these characters. So you've got the Tree of Faith, you've got Rory and Darcy, and also that Once Upon a Dream in there.
The tree on its own, sometimes you have to make sympathy cards, and they're very hard.
They
But
are.
just doing the tree, a little bit of the moon mask behind it, some light colour, maybe a little bit of grey,
Done.
some nice words.
I mean,
You don't
when-
need anything else.
And you never want to make a card like
No,
that, but
no.
sometimes you have to. I love that putting the tree on a bank. Isn't
Exactly.
that clever?
Yeah, Lisa's
Now
beautiful.
that, Lisa, that is really nicely done,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show you're only limited by your own imagination. And that really is a tree of life. You can see those
Yes,
orbs
yeah,
of light coming down, and she's even got Rory and Darcy catching hold of them.
Yeah,
I think that is fantastic composition.
yeah, very clever.
$18.99 your price, 406-455 your item number. Final one to show you is our Spirit of Christmas. It could be anything though. It doesn't just have to be Christmas. You can go through all the seasons, but for Christmas, absolutely fantastic. So we've got our fairy and she's crouched down, very pensive, having a think. You've got that wonderful twisted willow arch, and then you've also got the little sprig.
And there's one without the fairy. So
Oh,
just
no,
the arch
that's
on its
nice.
own.
So that's by Sam, showing that you don't need, I mean, look, the fairy is a showstopper, but equally get the most from your stamps. I think that is very nicely done.
We have another one there.
Cheeky fairy, crouched down. Now this is having it outside.
And Lynn's made a bauble. So again, you can make tree decorations.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's very nice. Joe, you've been an absolute star. First time on TV, and I have to say, you've been absolutely brilliant. Can
Thank
you
you.
promise me something, though? You're going to come back.
I will.
You're going to come back? I've really enjoyed this.
No,
and
I've
we've had
enjoyed it.
so many nice emails. Now, can we follow you on social media?
I've
Obviously, you
got
can
a
follow
blog.
Lavinia Stamps,
Yes,
which you will please follow. And you can
I
follow
have
your
a blog, yes,
What's your blog?
yeah. It's jrcrafts.blogspot.co.uk.
Do make sure to follow the blog as well. And do follow Lavinia Stamps. Anything that you're making here, please share with Tracy and Lavinia Stamps, because I know Tracy would love to see them. We've had some great inspirations. Got to tell you, any shout-outs? Do you want to say hello to anyone at home? We said hello to Elliot.
Oh, to be honest, a lot of it's my workshop ladies. They really support me.
Everyone who knows
Yes,
you.
yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, doesn't that sound a bit?
Well, no, it's true. Because that way...
Without the ladies, I wouldn't do the workshops, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't learn, because I learn techniques to pass on to them. So,
that's
you know,
what it's all about.
it is, yeah.
Do you want to know a little tip?
Yeah,
If
go
anyone
on.
ever puts you on the spot again, who to mention, just say, I want to mention that special person who really helped me. You know who you are.
Perfect.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
Everyone, Joe, thank you so much. I really
No,
enjoyed
thank you
it.
very much.
Thank you, Tracy, as well, who's just off camera, and I hope you enjoyed